So this story is fascinating. So we talked about this. I've talked about this every day. It's the first holdout in college football. So there's a really talented quarterback, LA kid, Arch Manning, and him, the kid, were the top two quarterbacks out of high school. He goes to Tennessee, and he makes $2.5 million redshirting. So there's a bidding war for these kids now, the great quarterbacks. Nico Iamaleava. And then he decides, obviously got advice, bad advice from somebody in his family, probably dad, I would guess, and that I'm not going to practice. I'm going to hold out. I want $4 million. And Tennessee said, yeah, see ya. We're not going there. So he's a talented kid. But not only did Tennessee hold the line, a lot of people are holding the line. Tulane said no thanks. Belichick said no thanks. Oregon has the money. They've said no thanks. So the rest of college football is holding the line as well. Now, for the next 10 days, the transfer portal is wide open, and he may land somewhere. But the overriding feeling I get from this story, because he's talented, is quarterback dad is a real thing, and it's the equivalent of pageant mom. Weird. Helicopter. Getting in the way of talented kids. Living through your kids. Bad advice. Quarterback dad has become pageant mom. Not a lot of self-awareness here. So, I mean, the kid, it's a middleman, not a middleman. And now, Marv Marinovich, California, Todd Marinovich, his dad.
Street, what's up, baby? We back in the building. What happened to you, dog? Where you at? I said, where you at, Street? I said, where you at? Anyway, we're in the building, man. Appreciate y'all. This is Hayes Street. We back at it again. Nico in the building again. We just talked about him Monday. I found my dog. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place. He landed in a soft spot. He good to go. We here in the building. We good to go, man. I checked the docket. I got him out. We good. Hayes Bell Bond, if you ever got to get out, I'll let your boy, man. Anyway.
What's good? What's good?
What's up with you, Street, man?
Chilling, man. How's time? My sound straight? I'm straight, man.
Yeah, you good, man. We back on the block again. We got some felonious activities happening down there, but you might see a Boy Scout all in the same video. It is what it is. We ain't asking no questions. We ain't telling no stories. We are on Hayes Street. Real quick, Colin Cowherd had a very interesting point.
Talking crazy.
Here's what I'm asking you. He brought up a term I have not heard. We've heard of the pageant mom, right? These moms that take the kids to the pageant, living vicariously through their daughters. But what about this? The quarterback dad. The quarterback dad. Does he have a valid coined phrase there? The quarterback dad. Is that equivalent to the pageant mom?
I just told a quarterback dad today, man. I hate talking to y'all quarterback dads. Y'all crazy. I just told that to a quarterback dad today. In this case, I think he's wrong. I think he's way off base too.
Who is he? Colin Cowherd or the dad?
Colin Cowherd, yeah. Okay. Nico Iamaleava, whatever his name. It's funny his name says I'm leaving, right? Coming out of high school, got Tennessee to pay a price that we hadn't seen yet. It was like $8 million for 4 years out of high school. And I thought it was a BS number, right? I thought it was a BS number. One day I'm sitting in South Beach, big house on South Beach, in there with a guy who runs with a lot of agents, who happened to be a part of the deal, Hayes.
Okay.
He said it all was real. So Nico and his camp got $8 million straight out of high school.
Over now, 4 years.
It's probably like two for 4 years.
Okay.
But at the time, we hadn't seen a deal like that. Nobody had did that yet. So now, 2 years later, the market changes. And Tennessee is probably sitting there thinking, we got him for 4 years. He ain't got the balls to come back in here and negotiate. Colin Cowherd is wrong for going after that man's dad because for years, college football has effed over some kids. No representation, no protection, treating them bad, doing them wrong, putting them in uniform locker room closets. I mean, all the crazy is taking their lunch time. So you get a dad that's business savvy, right? And now you want to call him a helicopter mom?
Okay, let me ask you a question. It's been reported by Colin Cowherd that he is now headed to UCLA. Really flawed. I said that on Monday's show if y'all was watching. I said UCLA might be a spot. Give Coach his love. Appreciate it. One clap and a Ric Flair. Woo. Anyway, it said he's going to UCLA. It was said he was going to North Carolina. Bill Belichick said, "Nah, we good." Oregon says, "Nah, we good." All these other schools. Notre Dame, we kind of putting that out there. So the word is UCLA. Here's the question. Street, I'm going to ask you this question. Because I know you're a pro player. No pun intended to our previous named stadium. What if he gambles and he did what he did and UCLA only gonna give him 1.5 or 2 million, same deal he got at Tennessee, right? Or let's just say he gambles and he loses. Yeah, you bet on yourself. I understand that part. What do you say if that's the case? Do you think UCLA up the bag if that's the case? You think they gave him, let's say the Carson Beck money? Everybody's been making this because for some reason Ryan Clark even came out. Shout out to Mario Cristobal. He caught a stray. Ryan Clark talking about it. This is Mario Cristobal's fault.
He said Mario's fault.
Yeah, you paid Carson Beck $4 million. I'm like, damn, boy. That boy was on Calle Ocho and caught a stray out there trying to get him some cafe con leche. But anyway,
I just got a text. I just got a text. They said, "Man, ain't no crazy quarterback, Dad."
They say you're not a crazy quarterback, Dad?
Well, I told you, I was talking earlier today to the quarterback dad, and I was telling him, man, I don't like talking to y'all quarterback dad. They man, ain't no crazy quarterback dad. That's hilarious.
I know some crazy quarterback dads. I know some. But anyway, I'm saying all that to say this is kind of uncharted territory. Very similar to a lot of things. The momager, right? Beyonce mama was a male. The daddy was a manager. We saw Lamar Jackson mom become his agent / manager. So we've seen these type of things.
Right.
You're a businessman. How do you keep business? How do you keep business in this sense?
If you're the parent?
No, just in general. Like, how do we keep this from being the wild, wild west? How do businesses and people who come into these arrangements keep things what they are? How do they do that? And I think that one element is missing in here. And I really believe that. That's just my opinion.
How do the parents, how do the school, like how do they keep it business?
How do they keep it where everybody's happy? Right? Think about this. Nico comes in, sight unseen, high school resume only. So he's getting paid off potential. You sat for a year and made $2 million for being a backup. Right? In essence, true. You come this year, you got $2 million. You're 50% of your time.
Right.
You put up, I would say, average first year starter numbers, nothing extraordinary, but yeah, your team did go to the playoffs. I guess my question is, what gives him the right to go in? Now, if he was a dude that was a Heisman runner-up and broke all these different records and he really performed at a very high level and yada, 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 I could maybe understand that. And, I'm bringing it kind of from the coach's side. I'm a little biased. I get it. So I think this will make great conversation. How do you keep Nico happy in that situation?
You give him his money. Now, Tennessee has to. It's a thing. When I was a CEO, I used to do a thing where if an inmate say, "Oh, Street, I need some more toilet paper," I say no across the whole unit, just for everybody else to hear it.
Okay.
Because I didn't want 30 more dudes coming up to ask me about no damn toilet paper.
All right.
Nico, Tennessee, if Nico held out and it's reported across the country that Nico didn't go to practice, and if Tennessee would have gave him that money, what do you think would have happened next?
He would have went to practice.
Everybody know. Everybody else would want to negotiate. So Tennessee had to bite a bullet. Had to bite the bullet. It was like, you're not about to hold us hostage, right? Because it happened in the public eye, they had to bite the bullet and be like, man, we ain't going for that. You ain't doing that. Public execution. We're gonna make an example.
So in that example, you were Tennessee. The inmate is Nico. Okay.
Right. And basically, they held Nico up and cut his head off in front of the whole goddamn locker room. Now,
okay.
Right now, anybody else want to test Hollywood Code? What movie that was? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's Outcast. Yeah. Now, who else want to mess with Hollywood Code? Sliced Up. Yes, sir.
Right. So they had to do that in order to keep order because there's no order, right? Like what you're saying. But the bottom line, if they thought highly of Nico, they would have gave him the money, I believe. I don't know what happened first or if he held out, caught him off guard. But I'm here to tell you this, Hayes. Nico jumped in the portal. The portal opened today. He jumped in the portal with a no contact clause. You know what that means?
Right. Nobody talked to him. No tag, no tag clause, right?
He already knew what schools he was talking to.
There you go.
So the guy that got the biggest deal 3 years ago that we had ever seen, family and team looks to be still out in front of the market.
Okay.
It was harsh what they did, but sometimes business is harsh.
Okay.
So,
So here's my question. Back to what I'm saying. I'll just call it the Nico camp. I hate jacking up people's names. So I just have a certain respect. So I'm gonna call it Nico camp. The Nico camp, meaning his family. The fact that you were paid off of potential. You were one of the highest or the highest paid dudes strictly off of potential. Knowing you were going to redshirt that year sitting behind Joe, you got $2 million to sit and learn and chill. You got another $2 and gave I don't want to say mediocre. I don't want to downplay it. I would say an average performance, right? Nothing to write home about. I think it was pretty good for a first-year starter. No pressure, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But as the university, and as all universities or all companies, how do you stop? Once you feed the ducks, how do you stop them from keep coming back for more bread when I done fed you already? I'm thinking about it. You have made $4 million in essence, you played 1 year. With an average performance.
You spread their money out, right? So you spread their money out, which the most addictive thing in the world is a paycheck. So it could say, hey, blah, 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 got 600,000. But it's spread out and it's cut up. It's cut up, right? So you're not getting it all at one time, right? And what they hope you're doing is spending it as it's coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one way you keep them. That's one way you keep them because the money is spread out.
Okay.
Right. Now they under some type of contract with the collection. Some type of contract they under with the collective. You know what I'm saying? To do something, XYZ, something. You have to fulfill this, blah, 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 whatever BS they did. So that's how they're trying to keep them. Now, if you want to come renegotiate, and now they all have representation, you know what I'm saying? But it's almost like you're on the contract already. Like you asking, but we don't have to do anything.
Well, yes, I agree. But where is, and I know what we're talking about, what universities did in the past. I agree. I thought it was criminal then. It is what it is. But now these players, you're the highest paid player at that time coming in off of hype and potential. I don't want to say hype, but hype and potential. AKA Jaden Rashada, which I heard he just went to what school? What school did Jaden Rashada just go to? He left Georgia. He just landed somewhere else. I can't remember.
He just landed somewhere. He landed what? Westminster? He actually no.
I think Jaden Rashada is somewhere. I just saw Jaden Rashada just
I think it's Western Michigan, West Michigan, maybe. Western Michigan offered him, I think, or something like that. I don't think he landed anywhere. He was at Miami spring game, I think.
Damn. For what? Anyway, I'm saying all this to say where is it? And again, I tell you, I'm a little coach bias here. Where is it where there's honor amongst thieves, in essence, right? Like a better term. You say you want this? I overpaid you probably than what you were worth on the front end.
On the front end.
On the front end, I think about it, I overpaid you because I paid you on potential.
Yeah.
I'm still honoring it. You brought me a mediocre performance. No problem. No harm, no foul. We cool.
Uh-huh.
And then you come back to the table telling me I'm still hungry. Well, damn, son, you ain't did nothing. You haven't, in essence, really done anything for this $4 million.
No. I come back to the table and I say, hey, as a sophomore quarterback, I threw for 1,600 yards, this many touchdowns. I took us to the college football playoff second round.
And that's why we paid you $2 million a year higher than any other freshman quarterback that there was.
The market has changed now. I think on the market I could get $3.5 million. The market changed. Carson Beck got more money than Cam Ward.
But Carson Beck is also in his 5th year, put up numbers, played at a bit. I'm just saying, he's only lost 3 games in 2 years.
Okay, let's do an exercise in the comment section. Let's do an exercise. If you watching at home, who's the best quarterback in college football right now?
Right now?
Yeah. Who's the top 3 best quarterbacks in college football?
Judd Anderson is one.
Who's the best 3 quarterbacks in college football right now? In the comment section, let me know. Y'all the small ones. Watch this. Y'all the small ones. Y'all know everything in the comments.
The top 3 quarterbacks. Let me see what the Google has to say.
Football right now.
Let's see.
Let's keep this right here. We're gonna pin this to the board right here. Duke paid $4 million for Tulane's quarterback. I think for maybe I think it was $8 million for 3 years. Something like that. We're gonna pin that to the board right there, Hayes. And we're gonna let that stay for a second. Now, who's the best quarterbacks in college football right now? If you're a villain.
Okay. Can I give you the 3 that the Googler has? Can I give you the 3?
Art Manning. Art Manning ain't did nothing.
I know, but can I give you the 3 that the Googler has? The Googler says Cade Klubnik from Clemson, Drew Allar from Penn State, right? Who's coming back, and Arch Manning from Texas.
Wow.
Okay.
Cade Klubnik. Anybody think he's a world beater? Drew Allar pissed down his leg in the playoffs last year.
Oh, Lord.
And Art Manning, who was a backup running quarterback for Texas, who ain't did anything yet, right? They're the best quarterbacks in college football. Tulane's quarterback got $8 million for 3 years or something like that to go to Duke. Y'all following me?
I'm listening.
What is Nico Iamaleava? What is his value? Let me know in the comment section. He's a sophomore that took his team to the college football playoff second round. What is his value? Carson Beck got how much? $4 million for 1 year? Then they said it came out to like 7, 6 or something like that. But we never know the real numbers. But we know Duke guy got $8 million allegedly. Carson Beck got 4, 5, 6 million. What is Nico's value in a market where the best quarterback is Clay Kaepernick and Drew?
But he didn't even. But Nico didn't even. That's I think that's my issue, is that to your point, to your point, and to that point, Nico Iamaleava, Nico's camp weren't even close to that. We're talking about production. Yes, you went to the playoffs. Okay, that's a piece. But you are 1,000 yards short of Clay Kaepernick. Clay Kaepernick threw for 3,639 yards. Nico threw for 2,616 yards. There's 1,000-yard difference in there between the two. Well, I'm just talking about, and Clay ain't making that. Okay.
You're wrong. Clay Kaepernick won his conference.
Hold on. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to look at it because I know we look at it in difference. Drew Allard threw for 3,300 yards. Again, Nico threw for 26. So you're talking about
what? So Nico gonna say I went to the second round of playoffs, right?
Yeah, but dog, it's not a solo sport either now. Because Nico, let's be honest.
Quarterback, no. I mean, he go he's just like the coaches talking about they develop the kids. You fight with what you fight with.
I'm not right. But
he played in the SEC. He has 3 more years left, right? Because he probably got redshirted maybe his first year, right?
He got 3 years, I believe. Yeah.
He played in the SEC. He went to the playoffs. What is his value in this market?
I don't think, me personally, I don't think he, in my opinion, he used the leverage, but I have to go with Josh Heupel on this. If you would have came in, and like you said, because he's not a world beater either, I think he's in the same boat. I think he is in the same boat. I do. I think he's in the same boat as well.
But this is exactly what I'm saying, Hayes. This is what I'm saying. These quarterbacks are getting overpaid. Let's start there. Okay, let's start there. They're getting overpaid.
True.
Carson Beck just got the same money or more money than Cam Ward because of the market. So in college football, where the quarterbacks are all like mediocre, like Austin Simmons made, Art Manning made, there is no world beater, right?
Okay.
What is the value of a guy like Nico Iamaleava in a market they're already overpaying for? What is the value to UCLA? What is Nico? I'm saying Nico Iamaleava, a guy who they probably never get a chance to get, right? What is the value to them? There's a guy that went to UCLA right now, like, I give $4 million to get. There's some rich dude that went to UCLA, right? Sitting in the room saying, shit, we'll give him $4 million. Watching these quarterbacks we had the last goddamn 3 years.
And I'll say this to you. May be wrong, but I don't believe so. Those rich dudes, when it comes to sport versus their business, this is a hobby. They have fun with their $4 million.
Right.
But if this was a true business venture, I don't think they would invest $4 million in that.
No,
I'm just saying.
but it's
right.
a hobby.
So it's a hobby, right? It's a
hobby.
hobby.
$10 million in the goddamn high school quarterback in Michigan.
Right. I just feel
stop there. Hey, they threw $10 million at a high school quarterback in Michigan.
For potential. Right.
What is Nico's value, dog?
But so here's the deal. And I think where my mind is, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what's missing. And that's what I was really saying. What's missing is the contract. What binds both parties to something. And the reason I say that, because without the particular contract, guess what? you can always say, I outperformed Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, there's 31 other teams outperformed Deshaun Watson.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And if that's the case, it never stops. And I think when I think business, I don't know, dog. What I don't like, I think my biggest issue street on this whole deal is I don't have an issue with Nico fighting for his money. I really don't. I'm just bringing an opposing view. But then I also look at the game and I think to myself, dog, we are a land without laws. This is like 7-on-7. I could play for I could play for the street of 7-on-7 today, and then I could go play for Hayes tomorrow.
Nobody has taken advantage of it. Nobody has truly taken advantage of it. Nico is teetering because you're right. There's no guardrails, and you have somebody with enough balls to say, "Hey, man, call UCLA." What UCLA said? They think they could rob us from 7-Eleven and come up with that bread. We ain't going to practice Monday. Take balls now. Take some balls. Take some balls. Take some balls. Take some balls.
Some big ones to bet on yourself.
Yeah.
But what I will say this. Them balls was played out properly. You ain't going there raw. You knew what was on the table on the other end. You played, but if you're smart, you play both scenarios. If Tennessee said, okay, stay at Tennessee. But you knew where you was finna fall. Because as soon as it happens, here's where the camp says you're going. So there's been some contact. The whole segment is pause. But
all of that was pause. Urban Meyer came out and said, Tennessee is screwed.
Why?
He said they took a stand. He said, but they play Florida in October. And if that game go the wrong way, he can't go to the middle of the field, take the microphone and be like, but we took a stand back in April.
So to that point, he's right. But to your point, once you paid him off, you have literally opened the floodgates to the 3 technique. The 3 technique, like, look, bro, I've been stopping the run for the past such and such, up my cash. Because there are reports of these players saying, I'm not going to play in the playoff game until you up my money, because what I signed with the collective was for 12 games, not 13, 14, 15 games.
Yeah, they say 30 West Virginia players jumped in the portal this morning. How many people on the roster, Hayes?
Should be about 105, something like that.
Yeah, they're getting it down to 105. 30 of them jumped in the roster this morning, they reported.
I hate this for the sport. I think you could definitely find a happy medium between both the schools as well as the players. I do believe 1,000% players should get paid, but I also believe the transfer portal is evil. I believe there should be a transfer. Yeah. But let me finish what I'm saying. No, but hear what I'm saying. No, but let me finish what I'm saying. You should have an opportunity to transfer, but you shouldn't have an opportunity to transfer 4 or 5 times in a year. That's the problem. I have an issue with that, dog. Because when people use that argument, well, coaches get to leave. Name me a coach that's left in April or May. Name me a coach that's left in June or July for a job. Name me a coach that's left in August 1st for a new job. It doesn't happen. So I like the argument, but the argument stops in January when most coaches are hired. Here's the second part about the coach argument. coaches come with baggage. What do I mean? When said coach leaves, either he or the new school has to make that other school whole by paying a buyout.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. These shorties are literally grabbing everything. And again, I'm not mad, but I am mad. Meaning, yes, get what you're worth. But at the same time, you're getting all this and then you're just dipping, but there's no repercussions. And I'm bringing this up as an argument to the people that say, well, coaches get to do it. Yeah, they do. But there are also some parameters that go on that happen with coaches and criteria that has to be resolved before a coach dips. Oh, we need to fire Coach Cristobal. Okay. Well, guess what? He's protected in his contract because if they want to fire him, he got to get bought out to make him whole. If he wants to leave, such and such university gonna have to buy his contract out, or he had to pay his way out to make the university whole. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the mechanism,
right?
That helps both parties. You see what I'm saying?
Right. You ain't got all that here.
And Jimbo was so damn bad, they say, F it. We'll pay the $72 million for you to go home. But guess what? Jimbo, bro, he got $72 million to leave.
Jimbo gave some money back.
Hmm?
I mean, what's the name gave some money? Florida State coach gave some money back, didn't he? Hey man, y'all go ahead and take.
That job sounds good because I'd rather get his $1 million back than guess what? Because I want to keep my job, make more money in the long run than y'all buying me out.
No, it's an open market. I would love to see how high it goes, but Hayes is over. Revenue sharing is here, and it's over. I mean, revenue sharing is here. His team gonna get $20 million. The divvy up between all these sports, and they got really smart, really fast, and it's over. So the players start winning.
Oh, so as soon as they get the revenue sharing, and they also get to use the collective as well, and NIL as well.
Yeah, but I just wrote an article about it in my villain member section. But the collective is going to have to prove that it's a real NIL deal and it has value, and they'll figure that part out. They'll get around that part. I mean, yeah, the collective on it. They'll figure that part out.
Hi, my name's Coach, and I like cane juice.
They'll figure that part out.
That's a commercial. Hi, I drink cane juice before every home game. It makes me excited. I'm ready. That's a commercial, Street?
Yeah.
Because when does it stop? So now when he goes to UCLA, and let's say UCLA say, I'm gonna give you 3.5, or hell, I'm gonna give you the $4 million you're asking for. Now he goes and said, well, I'm finna leave because I did this, so now I need $8 million.
If the market go up, you got if the market go up, what you saying? Like did Jimbo sit at Florida State and just no, he got out of there because he kept asking for more money. And I knew a booster for Florida State. They got tired of him.
I don't know, dog. This is I just hate that it is becoming such a distraction to what I've always.
Why, dog? Why does it bother you? As long as the game come on Saturday.
Nah, it's because it is different. It is different.
Why does it bother you?
I'm gonna tell you why.
So
no, hear me out. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay when the kids are hungry, huh?
These kids ain't been hungry since the 70s, dog. Y'all stop that.
Man, them kids, what's the name? Just telling the story how they used to go back to the room and didn't have ramen noodles.
Who?
Fred Taylor told it. Sean, what's the name, told it from Pitt, the running back. He was just talking about it yesterday.
Who? LaShawn McCoy?
LaShawn McCoy. Yeah.
Man, please. But tell LaShawn McCoy, stop being shady. Them boys been getting money. They listen. They may not have had lobsters and steaks, but they wasn't starving, bro. These dudes weren't starving, man.
But it's not, bro. That Deshaun Foster said Arian Foster told the same story. They was getting money, but they wasn't managed. It ain't like they was getting money every month like these guys. They probably get handshake here, handshake there, buy some Jordans, and they probably was just running through whatever they had, not thinking of.
Now that's on them though. Now if you get money, and you running through it, and you hungry, you ain't prioritized. See that it ain't like Derek, man. It ain't like what's his name, Charles Mann. I get that back in the day, right? And maybe some of your HBCUs and the smaller schools. Now I get that part. But these major Power 5 program, bro, they feeding these cats. Oh, these dudes, man, these dudes have so much food street. It's ridiculous, right?
What kind of cafeteria closed?
It don't. They got food bro. Them cats get when I say they get so much food, bro, I mean, it does close technically, but you take trays with you out of there. They got, bro, that's why I say when he play, now they may not have what they want. They may not be able to go to Eddie V's and sit down and eat, but they don't have to eat no ramen. Come on, man, not in the past 25 years. Not since I've been coaching. Hell no. These dudes on this wall behind me, I used to go visit them. Them dudes had better stuff than me, and I had a W-2 for them.
What you mean stuff?
Bro, they got lavish apartments. So what I'm saying is they didn't have money to eat because they burned it on other stuff. Bro, they out there with Spreewell rims spinning. They got all this stuff. They got whatever you wanted. When I say the latest stuff, like, remember the Spreewell? Everybody in the parking lot spinning. They living in a park. They ain't living in the dorms. They got the top-notch apartment in the city. Now, they may say they was hungry because they ain't know how to cook, but they weren't hungry because they had some money. Now, to Shady's point, they didn't have the kind of money some of these players are having today. I agree with that because the market keeps going up. But, LaShawn McCoy, stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop.
I mean, I've heard that story way too many times, though. I mean, way too many times.
It sounds good, dog.
Why was somebody brag about being broke?
No, because it is true. They probably did eat ramen noodles, but it's because they got a $10,000 couch in there because they put a Pac-Man video game in their house because they went and bought the new. Remember the new Impalas? And when they got the new Impala with the Spreewells on it. So yeah, if you ever been to a college, a kid dorm and look in their refrigerator, bro, it's the saddest thing in the world because they can't cook. And you not on campus. So if you don't go by the training table or the cafeteria and eat, yeah, your ass gonna be hungry. Nah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, and they played at major colleges, dog. We talking about my man. Did he play at Tennessee? Foster?
Foster? Yeah, he did. Arian Foster, yeah.
Bro, Arian Foster, let me see when he played at Tennessee. Arian Foster played at Tennessee in 04 to 08. I almost had a job there in 09. So I was on the campus, dog. The stuff they had, oh no.
Yeah, who had the school?
I'm saying the stuff they had for the players.
Arian Foster said he would leave a 100,000 stadium, walk into his dorm room, and there wasn't any food in his refrigerator.
Because he ain't go to the damn store. Because he didn't go to the store, bro. It ain't because he ain't had. Yes, he's right. But that's because you didn't put the food in there, dog. I'm sorry, dog. Come on, 2008? You talking about you hungry? No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
You ain't buying it, dog?
Nope. Not at all.
I mean, dog. To sum it up, man, I believe. I believe Nico Iamaleava with them is business. I believe college football was lopsided for a long time. And if this is what the market is, this is what it is. Kids wasn't getting paid, and coaches was getting paid $10 million a year, and kids wasn't getting, and the employees wasn't getting anything. Dog, show me a business model like that.
I agree with that. I do agree. I have no qualms at all about what you're saying.
So yeah, keep holding out. keep not going to spring practice. Get there, do what you gotta do, man. Handle your business.
I don't know how coaches could coach today, bro. I couldn't do it.
Oh no, it's tough.
I'd have told Nico kiss both ass cheeks, left and right. Do it all to the beat. Shout out to Trick Daddy.
It's definitely tough.
Bro, there's no way, like you said, you walking in there and a kid. Yeah. And see, in Urban Meyer, the thing that's funny about Urban Meyer, the difference between Urban Meyer and I believe a Nick Saban is, Urban Meyer would do what it takes to win today. Nick Saban would do what it takes to win over a long period of time. Right? Urban Meyer would turn a blind eye to the foolishness because he know that dude fast as hell and he could run the football. I don't care that he walking through the middle of campus with a joint in his mouth. And 25 people have called my office and said, Coach, why is a star dude walking through campus with a fat ass joint in his mouth?
He would.
Right. Right. But I'll say this to Tennessee's point, bro. I gave you my word. You came in on potential, and we made you the highest. You gonna come back? Come on, dog. And you gave me a mediocre performance? Man, dip, dog.
Yeah, you come back because the market doesn't change. Tennessee understand how business works.
All right. So then how about this? Let's do this then. Why don't you go in there and say, well, we're going to take some money, dog. You only threw for 2,500 yards. The market doesn't change.
That wasn't in the contract.
Oh, there ain't no contract.
You paid me last year and I ain't throw for no yards.
I know.
Who? You signed this contract.
Oh, so now when the market changed for me, your money ain't supposed to ever go down.
No, they asked him to leave. I mean, but the way it's set up, the guys that are giving the money, bro, are ass out.
Of course.
And there's no protection for the collectives, and there is none. You gotta almost see how dog I gotta get here and go help X.
Hey, we got a cane show tonight, bro. We got some canes that left the damn building. Damn it, Gina. I just thought you just told me not car hit that thing too.
Not car hit the portal, dog.
Hurt my feelings, cuz.
It hurt your feelings.
Yeah, you hurt my feelings, dog.
I think they're asking these shorties to leave too, these early ones.
My whole problem is, I'm gonna say it on the show, but all these damn shorties leaving, and we didn't even show the spring game. And that's what they was worried about. So you might as well just show the game.
Yeah, a different team anyway.
Do you think that they should close the portal after February and it doesn't open back up until after the regular season again? Or do you think it should stay just like it is, Street?
I think the way it is now makes it really messy. I do.
So you think they should close it? Like they should open it once and then it's closed?
Yeah. I think the way it is now, it makes it really, really difficult.
I think that's the biggest thing for me too, when I look at it. And I think that's what's creating a problem, is that I believe that, as they say, a great deal is where both sides are comfortable. right? That's a good deal,
Uh-huh.
right? Well, both sides feel comfortable. You want to leave after this regular season? I understand, no problem. See you, right?
Right.
But then you get an opportunity to leave, like Nico did right before, or jump in the portal right after the spring game. You're gonna open it again in the summer. But then as a fan base, we're gonna cut the coach head off because he's losing.
Of
Damn,
course.
I don't even know my team.
Call sports.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is I don't even know my team. But they getting back what they want. These players getting back what they wanted, man. They got all the leverage right now.
Shoot. All of it.
And I think it's making a terrible how do I say?
I old school.
No, I'm just
Messing up
saying.
the game. It's messing up the game.
No, it does, dog. It's just fucking awful, bro. I understood. I'm trying to see.
My people out here still making Jaden Harris bad videos. Man, way in Georgia.
They're making what videos?
Jaden Harris was so bad last year. This man at Georgia, man.
Oh. All right, here we go. Let's go with my I don't see how. This is old actually, from 2014, but I loved it. I loved this young man's passion. And I know I'd be saying I'd be pro coach, but I'm not pro administration. I hate administrations when it comes to sport because they always think about the money. They don't think about the lives they affect. But boy, I got to give this dude right here some love. I know y'all probably seen this street. Listen to my dog get busy. This is the UAB football program when they cut the football program back in 2014. Listen what he tell these cats. Did you see this already, Street? I know you have. You ain't seen this? Man, listen to this dude, bro.
In a week, 27. It's 18-year-olds in here, 17-year-olds. What are they supposed to do? Some of these cats came from 3,000 miles away to play here, to be a part of this, to be a part of all of this. But you tell me numbers? That's what you come in us and say, numbers? This man walked in your office and said, you got to do it the right way for me to be here. And you said you would. And now you just pull the plug? So you lied to the man's face? I'm 27 years old.
That boy said, I'm 27 years old in a room with 17-year-old. That boy done did some time, Street. That boy, hey, this is my last Street. This last chance you, dog. I need this, coach.
He was a player, coach.
He was a player. He was a player. He said, dog, this man walked to you, man. That's what I'm saying. Bro, what the hell is that? That's what I'm saying, dog. I love that was straight passion, bro. Much love to
man. 27 years old, man.
Same way they 27 at BYU, man. Look here, dog. As long as you ain't get in college, you ain't start your clock. You good to go. That boy probably did a bid right quick. That boy done jumped in. That boy was over there with you at TGK chilling. Talking about, hey, CO Street. CO Street. You know when I get out of here, boy, I'm finna go play running back at UAB. Boy, you ain't gonna do nothing.
That's a 10-year difference.
But you know, it's a lot of kids like that. What Chris Rinke was like 27, 26, something like that.
Incoming.
27, 26. All right, what you got for us, dog?
I want to see how it's brought to you by IOD Squad Investor.net 786-459-499. IOD squad, man. We put out plays every day, talk about crypto, stocks, options. 786-459-499. Send us a text, say IOD squad. Bro, I don't see how. Man ran the police flat over with a 4-wheeler, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right.
Well, you don't know how to draw the car?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Because if he didn't get away, they killed him.
I'm gonna tell you this, Street. They may not have found who killed Tupac. They may not have found who killed Biggie, but they're gonna find out who ran that man over. And when they find him, and when they find him, Street, they finna whoop him. I can tell you that right now. He finna get shoe shine.
They're gonna find him.
Listen, they finna hit that boy with every charge. The dude that was standing next to him that had attempted murder charges, he finna get those charges. Bruh, that's why I say, dog, I take my hat out to the police officers. You know, you got some over here, some over there. But at the end of the day, that's one of the craziest jobs ever, bro.
To say the least, man. To say the least.
That's one of the craziest jobs ever, dog. You got no intel. You don't know who you pulling over. You got, man, blue hair grandma might have 4 kilos in the back ready to give you the 32 to the chest. Nah, bro. And all I get out of this is a folded up flag and be like, yeah, no, sir.
All right, man, let's ride, man. Got a space to get to.
All right, man. Hey.
Coach A's mama in the portal.
She's still
half a year eligibility left. Talking about she can get to the league in 6 games.
I don't know how to take that, dog. Where you going, Street? No, get your ass back up here. You thought you was asleep. Get your ass right back up here.
Coach A's mama in the portal.
Footballville mama so big she can't fit in the portal.